Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's episode comes at you guys with our first Europa League game with Inter Milan. We're taking on one of the Austrian sides in the form of Austria Vienna. You'll see that coming up in just a few moments' time. But to kickstart the episode off, we've got 2 live games with 2 post-com games as well. And I want to quickly say something right now. I know I said I wanted to sign a backup striker to the side. Well, I took a look at your comments. Wesley here was the most liked comment of the last episode, so we shortlisted him. But unfortunately, I tried to bring him in. Couldn't quite manage it because the funds we had didn't match up to what Sporting were looking for. So unfortunately, that just didn't happen. Now then, one thing I do want to mention as well, if you're watching this video after the last episode went out in our Milan derby, that episode at the minute is still out on YouTube. However, I've had a few issues with it, and I'm going through a little bit of copyright side of things at the minute. So if that episode gets taken down and you haven't seen it, I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it at this stage. I am currently trying to sort that out, so we'll see how it goes. If it means I have to take it down, then that's going to have to be the case, and unfortunately, we will lose that episode. But there we go then. So not I can do about it, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So jumping into today's episode then, like I said, we couldn't get this deal over the line, so we just had to deal with it at the time. And at this point, I was thinking in the back of my mind, okay, well, I can look at this 2 ways. Either I can go out and just, panic buy a backup striker, or we can sit here and we can keep our cash and maybe play Portugal up there should we need to do that. So I chose the latter of the 2 and just decided in the end that it wasn't worth me going out and spending money on a panic buy, which means Cosiello is still here. I transfer listed him to try and get him out of the club before the window was done. Unfortunately, no offer came in for him, which means he's still going to remain our player. And you never know, he might come in handy at some stage. I don't know. But showing you every single deal that we've done here at Inter Milan in our first transfer window as boss. And that was everything that we'd done, because with an hour left in the window, we took a quick look at the rest of the teams in the division to see what kind of deals they'd made happen. We spent pretty much the most, including, I think AC Milan were up there. And I'm not sure how much Juve spent. They spent 91 million on Tarkowski and Fabinho. So yeah, they had a net spend of minus like 900k or 1.1 million, something like that. We had a net spend of like 8 million, and I think Milan had a net spend of minus 30. Napoli had a net spend of minus 60. So the big teams in the league actually were selling more than actually buying. So I think out of all the teams, like the top teams in Italy, we were looking at it, and I genuinely think we spent the most out of them all at 8 million, which isn't a lot when you consider. When you consider us to be a top tier side, for the highest one to be spent, which was 8 million quid, that's a bit ridiculous, I thought. So, yeah, pretty ridiculous to see the fact that not a lot of teams spending big this window. A lot of them letting players go in order to fund other moves. Now, we jumped into game 1 against Atalanta, and this one, I decided I was going to start Kang-in Lee. We signed him last episode. I said he could be quite big for the future, and I looked at this and thought we could either play Demir Bay right now, or we could start with Lee. And I thought, why not give Lee the chance to show us what he's got in this team. The game itself, we were unbelievable in. Barella, just doing Barella things like he has done for the last sort of 3 episodes or whatever it is since he's come in, just continues to be probably our best player, I'd say, at this current time, and certainly one of my favourite players because he gave us the lead after 13 minutes in the game. And surprisingly as well, it was actually assisted by Lee. So I brought him in because he's actually a beast at dead ball situations and actually shooting from range, but he's just assisting as well. I mean, look at that touch from Barella to set himself up with a goal. I just wanted to highlight that as well, because this kid, right, is unreal. And I've actually searched him recently, and apparently he's on the wanted list of Chelsea and Liverpool currently. So if he comes to the Prem, you best know I'm keeping my eyes on him, Barella, because I think if he does make that move, he could be quite one to watch. We'll see what's going to happen if he goes there or not. But at half-time, we went at the break 1-0 in front. Things going very well indeed, courtesy of that Barella strike. And then with 9 minutes to go, it was still 1-0, and we were kind of getting a bit nervous that maybe it was going to end this way. But then Demir Bay came off the bench and smashed us 2-0 in front to make sure of the 3 points here. Atalanta really didn't put up too much of a fight in this one. And that's not really something that I'm expecting to see too often in this league, because you've got to remember, so far, we've only really faced off against AC Milan in the Serie A. We've actually played against AC, and that is the only real sort of major threat that I was considering when we came into this, and we beat them 2-0. So the game against Juve came at the beginning of the season, and that was in the Supercoppa Nazionale. So we haven't really played like a really, really difficult test yet. So this game here, when Barco put a 3-0 in front for a header, I thought, yeah, this is a side that can win the league, right? We came in at the start of the season. They want the treble. They want the treble. They want the Europa League, the Coppa Nazionale, and the league itself. If I was to sit here right now and say our starting 11 can win the league title, it's the rest of the team that possibly is the worry, especially in the later rounds of the Cup and the Europa League, when we've got to start playing some better players. that's where it kind of comes down to, have we got enough to actually do everything? So that was the end of first game here, 3-0 win, and from that, we had our first Europa League game, which was televised and live for you all to enjoy. So I'm going to jump over to myself to get this live game underway. Right then, it is time to make our Europa League debut. You're going to notice something as well, but I wanted to show you one thing first, and that is how our current today opponents are performing. Austria Vienna, they're currently playing in the O Bundesliga, and they're topping it. They're unbeaten after 8 games, 5 wins, 3 draws, sorry. So currently, they are the top tier side in that league. Rapid Vienna close 2. They're on the same points, but they've lost a couple of games. So undefeated is currently how our opponents stand in their respective league. And this is the side that we are going to play for the game today. You'll notice it is a much changed around team. We've got Frank Brown keeping his place in goal. Barrecha comes in at left back. Bastoni into centre back. And Lynch Sanchez in at right back. The only player in that back four to keep his spot, Stefan de Vrij, the captain. So he's going to hold that down. Into the midfield, we've got Robinson and Tonali as the 2 holding midfielders. And the front 3 in terms of midfielders, we've got Rafinha, Kengin Lee, and Barco. So Barco keeping his spot. Other than that, it's changed around. In fact, Lee actually started as well, didn't he, in that last game? So yeah, tell a lie, he started that one but came off. And then Christian Pardew up front on his own. So out comes Martinez, Noah Gordson, and quite a few other ones. The bench is looking very strong indeed. Maguire, Rullison, Barella, Demir Bay, Cosiello, Martinez, and Gordson, should we need to call upon them. Thomas Partey is going to remain at home alongside Mbabu as well. So it's a decent side. It's one that should get the win here. But, of course, we can't disrespect our opponents. I still named a very decent side considering we've still got a lot of decent players in there. And quite a few of the ones that would be starting maybe in if I didn't have certain players like Noah Gordson and Martinez. But without further ado, it's time to get this Europa League show on the road and see how we will perform in our first game in there. I'm excited, honestly. I think the team's good. We've got it in the bag. Come on, boys. And even with our own opponent's unbeaten start to the season, it would be pretty bad if we were to come here and lose this one. I know we're away from home and everything, so they do actually have the home advantage. Not already. Some nice one-touch passing immediately, but Tonali's going to win that ball straight back. But yeah, like I said, they are unbeaten. We can't really disrespect them too much, but what we can do is make sure we come here and just perform. Make sure we come here and control the play from the offset. Tonali finding Candley already, but unfortunately, the first touch lets him down. Robinson's ball through, looking for Rafinha, who's wrong side of the defender. Now gets the shot away. Rafinha potentially, he does do! And we take the lead after only 7 minutes into the game. It is a horror start for Austria Vienna, and it's a phenomenal one for us. I mean, at this point, though, what a pass through from Robinson. And then it came from Rafinha. He wrong side of the defender, kept his strength to be able to get him behind. You can see this right here. There's the strength. Just make sure he gets in there. And at that point, it's about finishing it. And what a finish it was from Rafinha. I want to point out, though, there was a tackle made just before this from Tonali, which set this place up, set the play up, sorry. And it was actually his second one so far of the game. So immediately, he's playing that role perfectly that we require him to do, which is winning that ball back in the defensive area and then getting the play moving forward. So yeah, good start to this game already. Pardew. Now Barco through to Kangin Lee. Would be great for him to get his first goal for the club if he can. He cannot do it. I just had to take the shot on. The defender was catching up, and it was all just at that point about trying to find the finish. How close is he from finding this one, though? Not as close as I maybe thought he was initially, but it would be great for him to score his first goal today as well. Remember, he's still very young, and the £8 or so million move we paid for him, it's a small fee for somebody who I think is going to be absolutely huge for the future. Time for Lynch Sanchez to show his worth. Now, didn't get on there, but he's done well enough to prevent the cross coming in, and it's a corner ball here now for our opponents. I've just realised as well that Robinson and Lynch Sanchez both have the default boots on. Need to change that. That's a good delivery! Oh, and all of a sudden it could have been 1-1. Barrecha off the line here. I'm not sure if it was going in or not, but it still required the attention of Barrecha. Not a great defensive attempt there from us from the corner. Tonali this time does prevent the ball really coming in, and that's a much better way of doing it, but it was not a good initial defence of that corner, and it could have easily been 1-1. Lynch Sanchez again trying to one-on-one defend. Doesn't really get too much behind it, but De Vrij, in the experience he's got, comes over and stops that. And that was supposed to be a smash away from Bastoni. That wasn't a great clearance, but he's... Wait, I've given away a free kick. I didn't mean to do that. But again, what was the clearance from Bastoni, man? I went to smash it out, and he just didn't get anything behind it. Wait, what? No way! A penalty! For what? Are you actually joking? Whoa, my God. Are you kidding me? Watch this, guy. This is outrageous. I can't believe we've conceded a penalty. Look at this. So here, I'm actually meaning to slide to block the pass, right? It continues on the play, and the player runs into Kangin Lee, whose, like, feet is there, and then he goes down. But the question here is that even in the box? Oh, my goodness me. There's the contact. It's on the edge of the area. There's the contact. It's on the edge of the area. He falls into the penalty area, and he's given a penalty. Are you actually joking? Justice has to be done here. We have to save this, because that is not on. Frank Brown up against his man. He misses anyway. Justice is done. Never a penalty. Well, the tackle actually, he did technically take him out, so maybe it is a penalty. But I don't think it was in the box, and I generally didn't mean to do it. So that's justice, I think. And we're going to say right now, fair play to them for missing it, although I'm not sure they meant to miss it. Look at this, right? My players are all so far pushed up, and I don't like that. I want to go short. Here is Rafinha. Robinson again. Look at the space for Lynch Sanchez as he's going to come forward the full-back and take it past a couple of players. He's still got it, Lynch Sanchez. Fair play. Now Barco puts the delivery in. Oh, we go again. Rafinha! It's the second in the game for the Brazilian. And that makes me a whole lot more confident about bringing these points home. Get in the back of the net. Rafinha's second of the game. You have to give credit to Lynch Sanchez, though, who pretty much made it on the right-hand side. Barco's delivery was brilliant, and at that point, he had to score. If you miss this, I'll be gutted. I mean, the keeper gets a touch on it, but yeah, can't keep a header like that out from that sort of range. And we're 2-0 up now, and that should be us heading to the points. Oh, mistake made by us. I tried to play a pass. I tried to be too intricate, and we got back with De Vries to do brilliantly. I pressed the pass. Why is Robinson? No, it's bouncing back to them. Outrageous. Outrageous how we've just conceded that goal. There, I don't know why Robinson's taken a touch. I tried to clear it first time, and then he takes the touch. We lose out. Shot comes in, it hits the post, and of course it bounces straight back to them, and now it's 2-1. Lee should have squared it, tried to square it, and how have we lost that? How are we second best at that ball? I mean, at half-time, we're winning 2-1, but I'm not really too happy with the performance here, because we shouldn't have conceded. It's not great, but then again, we have got a weaker side, so we do have to take that into account. I'm going to bring off Kangin Lee because he's not really doing too much. Coziello is going to come on in his place, and that's the only change we're going to make at the break. And it still remains 2-1, but one goal for our opponents will put them back in this game. So whatever it's only the single one, we need another goal. Breccia, we're camped here, looking to go forward again. Christian Porteau now, and there is the third of the game. What a finish from Porteau. Now, again, I'm not going to say that should be the points because we know that all one goal means is that this game will then be back on. But we've restored our 2-goal advantage. Hopefully this time it will remain that way as Christian Porteau celebrates with his teammates quite gladly too, because this was a big, big goal for us. We've come out the second half swinging, looking to get ourselves, you know, the drive forward and continue the domination. And finally we find the 2-goal advantage restored. So great finish, Porteau. I want a fourth, you know. I want to hit a fourth goal now. Lynch Sanchez looking for the run of Ezequiel Barco, and here he is. Barco's dink towards the back post. Rafinha on a hat-trick now, and Rafinha's going to get that hat-trick. What a finish! Get in! This guy's making a name as to why he should be considered. Obviously, I said to you guys when we signed Barco, it was up to Rafinha or Barco to put their, you know, sort of stamp in who should get the first team spot. Now maybe Noah Gordson has to do it because Barco has set up Rafinha and he keeps his composure to put it in the back of the net from quite a tight angle, in all fairness to him. And it's come off the underside of the crossbar, but that is the hat-trick now for our Brazilian winger, and he's having a brilliant time of things out there. Tonali wins yet another battle. Again, another player who's been brilliant tonight. What a pass through from Porteau towards Barco, I should say. And he finishes it off to make it 5 on the night for Inter. 16 minutes remain here. I think it's time for a couple more changes. I called him Barco. I'm a mug. I'm an idiot. I apologise. We're going to make a couple more changes. Noah Gordson, why not? Throw him out there. Get him on. And Demir Bay as well. Let's bring off Robinson, because Tonali's done very well tonight. So I'll let him complete the game out. Demir Bay on, and also Noah Gordson on. 2 changes. I think for the next couple of games, I might throw even more young players onto the bench just to potentially bring them on if games are going like this. Good ball. Lynch Sanchez, you don't want to concede now at the last minute. And there's Frank Brown, ever so consistent as he just jumps on the ball. Rafinha played in. Demir Bay towards Tonali. We would have been in for 6, but it's end of the game. A totally dominant performance here against Austria Vienna, who were unbeaten. Is it Austria Vienna? Austria Vienna? I have no idea. Let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, there is the full-time whistle. And Rafinha has taken away the match ball tonight. 3 goals for him. Brilliant on the night. And that is a fantastic way to make our debut in the Europa League. That has to be said. Totally dominant. Battered them. And that's what I love to see. The kids come out there and they've performed. Tonali was great. Bastoni did his job. You know, I guess Robinson could have been a little bit better. He gave away the ball for the goal. So, got to improve in that front. But a few of the kids out there were sensational. Kangin Lee was slightly disappointing. That's the only thing I'm going to say. But, yeah, it's time. Being as how then we didn't make another signing, I'm going to purchase another 2 youth scouts too, because at the moment we're waiting on the Italian coming back to give us some players from Italy, but I'm going to sign a couple more for a lot of money. So we're going to go to, let's go to, where do we want to go for this one? This is the 5-star. So ideally we want to send them somewhere big. I'm thinking in my mind, initially, I was thinking maybe to send them to like the Korea Republic. But then again, in fact, I'll send one to the Korea Republic, but I want to send one to... We've been to the US. I'm going to send one. I'm going to send one to Egypt. Find another Mohamed Salah. There we go. So we're going to send that one to Egypt, and then we're going to send Simeone Lombardi to the Korea Republic. There was one thing that I was supposed to show you guys, and that was this right here. I was going to try and sign Luka Jovic as our backup, but when I came to do it, he'd already agreed to join Bologna. He'd already agreed to go there. So, unfortunately, I couldn't get him. Now, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, obviously, we do have time. We can make a few pre-contract signings happen. It's just who do we want to bring in is the thing. So, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that now because we don't need to do that. I'm going to get rid of the goalkeeper too because we already have one. The striker can remain, but I'm going to go ahead and put down the contracts to 1 and try and do A, first team quality, and then B, world class, and see who we can get in on a pre-contract. Now we're going to the second televised game today, and that is going to be Frosinone. I've got something quite big to ask you guys before the episode ends, but we're going to wait for that until right at the end, so you guys won't know what it is, right? And then the vote will come up for you guys to decide. It is absolutely huge, and it would be a bit ridiculous if it happened, but I'm obviously going to let you guys decide as I always do. So we're back to our full strength lineup. Rafinha gets his spot over on the left-hand side after scoring the hat-trick in the Europa League. Gordon comes in for Barco. Other than that, it's back to the usual suspects. So see if we can get another win here today, and then we will show you the final game as post-com, because unfortunately it's not televised, it's not live. But following that, there is a massive moment for you guys to decide on, and it's to do with a pre-contract player who is currently at one of our rivals. And he's on a lot of money at one of our rivals. So it would be for you guys to decide if you wanted that one to go through or not. I'm going to let you guys decide as always, though. So stay tuned for that. Partey's ball out wide to Rulison. And he nearly ran that out of play. To be fair, though, the ball in from Partey was pretty bad. Going to find Barella. Nicola Barella, as usual, has been an ever-present figure this episode in that first game. Looking to do the same here. Partey looking towards the man that's made the run. Oh, man. Demir Bay. I thought he scored. Genuinely thought he scored. And I was about to start celebrating. But he's actually not even that close. That was a pretty poor finish by all accounts. Because the position he got into was a good one. Barella hits one down the line for Gordson to chase. And you better bet your bottom dollar he's going to get there, Noah Gordson. Not only that, but he cuts back onto the other side as well. Still going. And Noah Gordson now arriving in the penalty area. It's got to be left footed from him. Hasn't got a left foot. He hasn't got a left foot. If he had one, the guy would be absolutely insane. But you can see that is a typical weak foot finish from somebody who hasn't got a weak foot. Oh, no. That's horrific. He drove inside, did everything right, and then the finish at the end was just poor. To be fair, though, I didn't time it correct either. What just happened? That was supposed to be just a normal tackle, and Martinez went to shoot, and he didn't even have the ball. I mean, we've got ourselves a throw-in for it, so worth, but... Partey, Mbabu, back towards Partey. Now Nico Barella makes a good run for him. Barella cuts it back on the right foot. Trying to find the back of the net. Unable to do it, but Gordon wins it straight back. Barella's ball towards Rafinha, who is onside. Rulison, there's a lot of bodies back for our opponents here. Barella again. Too much on the shot. Look at all the bodies in the box of our opponents here. It's so difficult to really get the cross in as we tried to just hit one with Barella that didn't really work out. But like I said, man, if we put that cross in, chances of us winning it is so slim because of the fact they have so many players back in their box. We've had 6 shots to their 0 so far. We are dominant here, unable to find the finish, though, as Martinez drives us forward yet again. Trying to cut back on the right foot. That's going to be a free kick, ref. Thank you very much. We'll take it. Who stood over the free kick is the question. Who have we got? Demir Bay's got decent free kicks. I mean, Kangin Lee would be the best shout for this, but he's actually not even out there today. So, Demir Bay, it will have to be. What's he got in his locker, though? Not a lot. Not a lot. It went wide of the post. Thomas Partey. Lee. Martinez. Back towards Lee. Lee on the turn. Finding Barco. Barco crossing. And it's deflected on the way through. It's cleared. Only as far as us again, though. And this is literally what's happening right now. It's everybody back behind the ball for our opponents. And Babu towards Barella. Barella! Nicolo Barella! Thought he found us the opening goal. It's everybody back. And it's us just trying to break them down. And I don't really know how I can do much more than this now. Ooh, that's spicy to Barco if you want to hit that. But then again, I was looking near post towards Martinez. Delivery put in towards the middle. He's headed out. Rullison, edge of the area. Poor first touch, but he keeps going. In towards the area. Rullison. Towards Partey. Thomas. Rafinha. Just trying to get anything we can going. Rafinha. Good little turn. Rafinha back inside. Looking for another one. That's 3 times he's tried it. Unable to do it. Partey. Rullison. Oh, I don't want Rullison on the edge of the area, man. If that was somebody else, I was hit that. But it wasn't. It was Rullison and Babu giving the ball away now. Great win back, though. What a tackle. Immediately wins it straight back. Now it comes towards Barella. Well, mistimed it again. Barco and Babu just thinking it, looking for a body, and he can't get one. And we have 4 minutes away from this game ending. Barella trying to drive us forward. Still Barella. Look at all the players to beat. There's nobody else in the box, though. Barco, Partey, Thomas. Towards Barella. Look at the space for Barella. Barella blocked again. They're literally throwing bodies at us now, trying to just make sure they keep hold of this. We're into the last minute of play. Barco inside to Barella. Got to be shot. Nicolo left-footed. It's nice, strong foot, and it's going to be the end of the game. We've thrown everything we could at them today to try and find this goal. And unbelievably, I don't think they even registered a shot on goal. It's a 0-0 draw away from home. The game plan they had, they stuck to it. They got men behind the ball, and it was just one of those days that you just can't find the breakthrough. Look at that. I mean, it was horrific on our part. After only having 5 shots on target from 14, that's not good. But 70% of possession, 0 shots for our opponent, but it's the 0-0 draw that it's come to be. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. It worked. You just have to say that. As much as I'm frustrated and disappointed by the opponents, you can't really do too much against it. I mean, hopefully we won't have that happen again to us, because that just was not enjoyable at all. And that now means that Torino are top, Milan second, we're in third. Still early doors, though, so anything is possible from here on out. I mean, like I said, we battered them, just couldn't find the finish. And now we're back into the post-com for the remainder of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed the 2 games that we showed you as live-com. The game in the Europa League was a brilliant one, 5-1 win after playing a weaker side. And then we came back and I just could not break down Frosinone. I don't know what was wrong with us. Just trying to find the goal in that game just never came, unfortunately. So, came out of that one to find that we had our first scout report back from our scout, who has been sent to Italy to find us the next big thing from Italian football. And he's brought us back a left midfielder. And that was the only player worth promoting from his scout report. So, signed him up. We'll see if he gets into the team at any stage during this career mode. Although with that starting overall the way it is, I'm not sure he's going to be in the side for quite some time. Nevertheless, our final game for you all comes away to SPAL. And again, after the game against Frosinone, I was sat here thinking, we need these 3 points, man. We have to get these 3 points in the bag. It wasn't great last game. This time, we've got to make sure we get the points. That's my only aim from the game. And we started off as if we really were going to take it and really were going to cause problems. And this is a really strange formation, by the way, from our opponents. Look at this. It's like a 3-5-2, but it's just a really strange formation. I don't really know what was going on, to be fair, with their formation. But they actually started with a chance early doors. Nothing really came of it. But then, like I said, we got into it and we started dominating the play. Barella finding Martinez. Martinez flicking it through to Gordson, who I thought might have been offside. But the offside flag stayed down. And then we burst through and it should have been 1-0 in front. Literally our first shot, we hit the post. So, again, when we come off the back of not being able to score against one team, I was fearing the worst here. Lee sending through Barella. Cut back on the right foot for him to try and curl one in the top bins. It would be perfect at this point. But Barella couldn't do Barella things, and he put it over the top of the crossbar, which is not what you'd expect from Nicolo. Then Martinez had a go himself as he cut back in on the right foot like it was for Barella's chance. This time the keeper was equal to it, and things were just, going exactly the same way as they did in the other game. So I was fearing it. 9 minutes to go. Tonali picks up the ball. Rullison comes forward, finds Porchu. Porchu off the bench to score the winner. Again, straight at the goalkeeper. Disappointing. We then had exactly the same chance fall to his feet again. Tonali, though, this time playing him in, and I decided I didn't want to try and curl it, so I tried to lay it across to Martinez, and unfortunately it was cleared away. Martinez did nothing, by the way, in the 2 games we played in the Serie A. In fact, I don't think he did much in the first game either. Let me just say that for the sort of thing there. So I'm not sure about Martinez. I really are. Maybe it's the formation we're playing. Maybe that just doesn't work well with him. But after the 2 games in the Serie A had been played following the 5-1 win in the Europa League, they were 2 0-0 draws, which that now means we sit third, 4 points behind unbeaten Torino and 3 behind the side who've already beaten in AC Milan. So that's disappointing. I'm just gonna lay it down. Disappointing, guys. So need to improve on that next episode. But the thing I was talking about earlier, when I said that you guys are gonna have the chance to vote, I'm actually gonna change the vote slightly now, because obviously when I said that, there was only Dybala was the man I was looking at. And they are available on pre-contracts. Dybala, Bentancur, we've got Lukaku, a lot of big players available on pre-contracts this January. So my question to you guys is going to be, should we use pre-contracts, yes or no? There's a vote in the top right-hand side. It will literally say yes or no about using pre-contract signings, and then it's up to you guys whether or not we can use them, because I know some people like them, some people don't. Some people say it makes it too easy if you use pre-contracts. So that's entirely up to you guys. Pre-contracts, should we be allowed to use them? Yes or no? Cast your vote at the top right-hand side of this video. If you say no, I'm quite happy for that. If you say yes, I'm quite happy for that. I'll let you guys decide it. I'm no sort of preference either way. But there are some really interesting players actually available. That's why I'm considering it. So we'll see what you guys decide. Until then, though, guys, I want to thank you all for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel too. And I will see you all again tonight for another video at 6 PM UK time. Make sure the notification bell's turned on so you don't miss it. Until then, though, guys, enjoy the rest of your day and see you all again later on tonight. Adios.